How's it going, everybody? It is yveltal. Welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus Trey over here in the Ubers tier. So the team I'm using got some Spadef Groudon for you. We got Gothitelle, a little bit of bulkiness to it, and it's gonna be a Life Orb Marshadow, offense and Mega Salamence. Got a few Mega Salamence teams, and we got Bandit Ho on this squad as well, which is pretty nice. Bandit Ho like destroys him. If I just keep clicking Brave Bird, he has no good switching for that. So, anyways, yeah, Primal Groudon, pretty decent lead versus him. Can't really one-shot it, and I can get my Stealth Rocks up. And he just wants to just stay in and go for an Earthquake, which is fine. I guess not fearing any hidden Pyre Ice today, as he just wants to chip away at my Primal Groudon, which is smart because I don't have a good switch into Xerneas. If he weakens my Primal Groudon, he can sweep a Xerneas pretty effectively. So I gotta be careful of that if the Xerneas does have Thunder for the Ho-Oh. So I'm gonna switch into my Arceus Fairy, as Arceus Fairy should be able to take any Earthquake, Double Edge, and threaten out the Salamence, because usually they're adamant and should be slower than an Arceus Fairy. But I'm going to switch out over here, predicting him to want to go into one of his Arceus Fairy checks, which is going to be probably Toxapex, Ferrothorn, you name it. So that's why I brought in Ho-Oh, and Ho-Oh is just going to nab one real quick with the Brave Bird as he switches out into Xerneas, and I'm just like, thank the Lord he brought in Xerneas because I get to Brave Bird this. And maybe he had Rock Slide on Xerneas, I don't know. Not too sure, but yeah, Xerneas isn't really a good switch into Ho-Oh. I'm not going to lie, because it can't really do much back. Not even a Raw Thunder can knock out a Ho-Oh. You'd have to boost up with Jumancy to knock me out. So, anyways, we brought in Marshadow. I'm just going to switch out and go into my Gothitelle because I don't have a good switch into a Marshadow on this team. This is a pretty old team that I'm using, but I did get this battle like yesterday. So, probably need to get a new team. But I got a bunch of Ubers teams. I don't know why I still use this old team. I guess I just really wanted to use some more Mega Salamence and Bandit Ho-Oh. But yeah, either way, brought in Arceus Fairy. I'm going to switch out, predicting him to want to switch into one of his Arceus Fairy checks, get him, bring in Ho-Oh, because the mindset for me this game was to bring in my Ho-Oh as much as possible and just keep breaking through his team, because I know for a fact he's probably going to switch into one of his checks for the Arceus Fairy. He does not want to lose his Marshadow. He knows if he stays in a Marshadow, he can't really break through much versus my team. He has to rely on Salamence. So, he brought in Toxapex on my Bandit Ho. We're just going to Brave Bird that nice 2-hit KO. And down it goes. Maybe expected a Sacred Fire, which I honestly contemplated, but it's better to just click Brave Bird because if he, switches out into Toxapex or Salamence as I go for Sacred Fire, it's just bad. So over here I decided to just stay in and just go an off chance. Maybe he predicts me to switch out again because he did go for a Spectral Thief last time, which is fine. I decided to just stack Gothitelle to the Marshadow. I didn't really need it since it's really there just to trap really bulky support mons like Arceus. Support Arceus usually. So. Anyways, I brought in Arceus Fairy now, as now I just want to go for a cover, get some HP back. He just stays in and tries to do some damage to me, maybe expecting me to switch out again, but nah, I don't really need to. And now he brings in the Ferrothorn, as now I decided to go into Marshadow because I expect him to switch out at that point because he saw that I'm just going for a recover and he's fearing the Judgment and he can't knock me out. So now he doesn't have a switch into my Marshadow. I just go for a close combat and knock out the Ferrothorn. Close combo is pretty free right there, unless he wanted to make a risky play going into his Marshadow. It's risking me going for a Spectral Thief, which I don't know if he would want to do because losing Marshadow is pretty big, but who knows, he might have. So now I can Salamence. I just go for the Rock Tomb just because I can't afford Salamence to go for a Dragon Dance. I still have Arceus Fairy in the back, which can easily take a hit, but Arceus Fairy also needs to be healthy enough to take on Marshadow as well, just in case Marshadow gets out of hand. So, he Dragon Danced up, which is nice, because I still outspeed him with the Rock Tomb, lowering his speed, and I get to steal one of his attack boosts with the Spectral Thief, which doesn't matter too much, since I don't get to steal any speed, which is unfortunate, since, I did lower it, but that's fine. He would have outsped me either way, if I did steal it. So anyways, he brings in Darkrai. It's going to be substitute. This is actually a speed tie, since Darkrai and Marshadow have the same speed, and he's going to have to hope for some luck over here to maybe knock me out with a Dark Pulse and outspeed me, but luckily I do outspeed him with the close combat the second turn versus Darkrai. And yeah, he's probably having substitute. I think, remembering he told me he doesn't want to risk going for Hypnosis and missing or something like that, or Nasty Plot if he is running Hypnosis. I think he said he didn't want to run Hypnosis. He wanted to run Nasty Plot because Darkrai is pretty frail, which is true. Darkrai is pretty frail. So anyways, he won the speed tower right there with the Shadow Sneak on Marshadow, and I can just bring in my Salamence, intimidate him, and just live anything he wants to go for, unless he's going to be hidden Pyre Ice. But he had Rock Tomb. I doubt he had hidden Pyre Ice with Rock Tomb. It just doesn't make sense, because then you know, what else are you going to be running? No close combat? So, anyways, he goes for the Rock Tomb, trying to hope for a crit, but that doesn't matter. Even if you critical hit me, Arceus Fairy comes in and knocks him out, and that is going to be a GG versus Trey. Meg Salamence claims the life right there. So Ho-Oh put in that work. I like it a lot. Love Banded Ho-Oh, but you got to be careful of pretty good switch-ins to Ho-Oh, which is Tyranitar. I like to run Tyranitar in the Ubers tier for Ho-Oh. So next up we got is versus Rosey. He got a Eevee, which is interesting, but hey, that's fine. Looking at Rosey's team, it's going to be Chansey and Auroravale as well, which is very interesting. I guess they have some Extreme Evo Boost, which is also banned from... Well, is Extreme Evo Boost banned from Ubers? I know Baton Pass is banned. I don't know if Extreme Evo Boost is banned. Maybe they're just going to, I don't know, try and sweep with Eevee in Ubers. That's their plan. Which, hey, all power to you. So anyways, we'll lead off with Salamence as this Salamence is actually going to be a refresh set, which is pretty cool with a lot of bulk into it, like max HP, a little bit of defense as well. I decided to just do it right in front of the Shuckle because looking at Rosey's team, they have no switch into Salamence once I start Dragon Dancing up. Now, unfortunately, Shuckle does carry the Encore, but honestly, I wasn't really too scared of that. Like, you can Encore me. My plan is just start Dragon Dancing up. But, Rosey does switch out into the Chansey right there, and I was kind of relieved of that. I was kind of scared of Pheromosa coming out, because then I would be forced to switch out. Since I am still locked into Dragon Dance, I don't want to catch an Ice Beam from the Pheromosa. But Chansey, on the other hand, I don't care if it statuses me, because I do have Refresh, and I can just get rid of that. And I have Frustration as well on this Salamence Roost as well. You guys can see the team in the description. I always have my teams in the description. So I guess their plan is to get some Parahaxes, and unfortunately I get the Parahax right there. I would have annihilated that Pheromosa if I just refreshed right there and just... I literally won. Salamence got a sweep. So, gotta switch out into Arceus Fairy, predicting an Ice Beam, and then I do have Defog on this Arceus Fairy, so I can defog these sticky webs away if I want to. But unfortunately, Pheromosa does have Poison Jab, but this is one bulky Arceus Fairy. We got a lot of defense on there. So, we do take that Poison Jab, and this Life Orb Pheromosa does not knock me out. But it could knock me out the second Poison Jab, so I'm going to switch out into my Dusk main, as that would easily take any hit. But Rosey goes for the U-turn. Very nice play. Probably expect me to switch out into Dusk main. Does some decent damage to me. This is one Spadef Dusk main as well. And it brings in the Shuckle, which is fine, because I can just go for a Sun Steel Strike and just 2-hit KO the Shuckle. That Shuckle will easily take 2, because, you know, it's a Shuckle. You don't fudge with the Shuckle. So... yeah, and plus I'm not max attack Dusk main as well, so if I was max attack, maybe I could one-shot Shuckle, even though it's sturdy. But Sun Steel Strike, I do believe, will ignore sturdy, just like its secondary effect. It ignores any abilities, I'm pretty sure. That's why you can Sun Steel Strike and Mimikyu, and it goes down without the disguise being broken. So, yeah. Down goes Shuckle, in comes Chansey, which I'm not too sure what Chansey can do to a Dusk main, but either way, I'm going to switch out. I mean, I could, I guess, waste all my PP against it, and it could Thunder Wave me, but I'd rather just bring in Salamence and try and get a Refresh off, so that's what I'm going to do. In comes the Ninetales. Ninetales is going to be probably packing an Ice move, so I don't really want to take one. I'm going to obviously switch out, and unfortunately I got Paralyzed right there again. No Refresh for me. Trying to get that Refresh off of Salamence, but not today. So, bring in my Dusk main again on the Ninetales, and yeah, I need to start getting that Defog off, because Arceus Fairy is pretty low. I can't really bring it in on the Ninetales or anything like that. I'm kind of scared of even Chansey knocking me out with a Seismic Toss, so I gotta be careful with Arceus Fairy. So, Chansey comes back in as I go for the Sun Steel Strike, and it's pretty smart because it's going to start wasting my Sun Steel Strike. They can honestly just keep spamming Soft Boil, and that does absolutely nothing with the Auroravale left, so it's not looking too good, because I wish Sun Steel Strike just had more PP. So I already used 3 of them, and I only have 5 left, I think. So I'm going to switch out into my Salamence, as I'm pretty sure Chansey can't destroy Salamence with anything unless you're packing Blizzard Chansey, which nobody runs. But hey, I've seen some Blizzard before in like UU, but I doubt they have it. They probably just have like Soft Boil, Seismic Toss, Toxic, and well, they do have Thunder Wave, maybe no Toxic, I don't know. Either way, get their Refresh off finally, and even if they do a Toxic, I can just refresh that away anyways. So roost up that damage, and Thunder Waves me again, so that kind of sucks. I hate these Paralyzes, but I can still refresh and Dragon Dance up, hopefully. That's my plan. Like, if I can get some Dragon Dances up, like a +1 or +2, and with the Auroravale gone, I can just sweep per team, or his team. So go for a Dragon Dance right there. As Chansey goes for the Soft Boil, now goes for the Seismic Toss. Pretty much forcing me to go for some Roost after another Seismic Toss. So I'm just going to go for another Dragon Dance as I'm just boosting up, ready to go. +2 in attack and speed, and Thunder Waves me, so now I'm neutral speed. And I really need to get this Refresh off, because if I don't, then Pheromosa comes in, Ice Beams me while I'm paralyzed, and it's not going to be good. But actually, Rosey went into the little Ninetales, which still outspeeds me if I am paralyzed at +2 speed. So I get the Refresh off, which is beautiful, and now Ninetales should get annihilated by a Frustration. So gonna go for that Frustration at +2 attack, and down goes the Alolan Ninetales. So goodbye, no more Aurora Veil for you today. In comes the Chansey, as Chansey is probably gonna try and Thunder Wave me again. I go for another Dragon Dance because I want more attack and speed. Even if you Thunder Wave me, I still have a chance to maybe outspeed everything on your team. So it goes for a Seismic Toss, which is fine. I take that after hail damage, and I just go for a Roost. Now Chansey probably wants to Thunder Wave me, which is going to be annoying, but like I said, Refresh. And that's why I really like the Salamence with Refresh. It's really bulky, take hits, and just refresh all those statuses away and just start dragging Instant up on teams. So, yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. So it goes for a Thunder Wave. Gonna hope for some paralyzes over here as Rosey goes into Pheromosa so that it can scare out my Salamence, but I do not get full parried, and I get that nice Refresh off. And I am ready to go with a sweep now, because, you know, +3 in attack and everything, +3 speed, nothing's going to outspeed me now. So, for Frustration at Pheromosa, down you go. In comes a Lottie, which is going to be Mega Lottie. And if this does have Ice Beam, hey, that's fine. I guess it gets to knock out my Salamence, but I still have my threats in the back to take care of everything else, because that's all I really needed is Salamence to just break through the team, to be honest, like as you guys saw. But unfortunately, it does not have Ice Beam. It goes for a Calm Mind, so I'm guessing it's just going to be Sword powered, which is pretty good, honestly, with Aurora Veil. It can just take hits for days. Mega Lottie is one bulky monster. Like, you don't want to mess around with Mega Lottie, especially in Aurora Veil, and it has Sword power. Anyways, in comes Eevee. Goes for Endure. What is this? Foreshadowing for Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu meta, because we actually got this battle a very long time ago, like months ago. But now I'm just finally uploading it. I don't know why. But either way, down goes Eevee. I don't know. Eevee is kind of funny in Ubers, but fear is a real thing in Ubers. Don't want to mess around with fear. Fear is actually a threat. So you got to be careful of that. But not today versus Eevee. So anyways, Chansey actually takes that +3, which is insane. Chansey, you bulky monster, but it doesn't matter because it goes into the second one, and that's going to be a GG versus Rosey. And yeah, I'm probably going to use this team again. It's a really good team. I like it a lot. So next up we got is versus Kevin over here. Kevin, looking at his team, I'm using a different team, and looking at his team, maybe screens Deoxys defense, maybe for Geomancy Zern, maybe for Dragon Dance Salamence, maybe Dual Dance Cross, maybe be a bulky Ho-Oh, I'm guessing, and then maybe a Marshat EMZ. So that's the plan I'm going with. Maybe Stealth Rocks Deoxys defense. That's probably going to be his lead. And this team does look familiar from the first one I used, but it is a different one. Just with a T-Tar and a Choice Scarf, yveltal, and stuff. We do have still Spadef Salamence and kind of the same Salamence. I think the speed is a little bit different, like 2 off. And kind of the same Gothitelle. So lead off with Modest Yveltal, Choice Scarf, as he leads off with Xerneas. I don't expect him to be Choice Scarf, because why would you lead off with that? If anything, I think he's just going to Geomancy up. Like a nice Uber kind of guy, so they just like to lead off with their Xerneases. But that's not a good idea. You should not do that with Xerneas. You should always try and get hazards up, or some screens up for Xerneas to set up reliably, and just go in, because it's really good like that. So I bring my Spadef Groudon. I do have Aurora in it, and he goes straight for the Z move, which is Fairy Z Geomancy, and he is not going to be able to do anything for 1 turn. As that's what happens when you go for Z Geomancy. You gotta go for it 1 turn, then you gotta wait another turn for it to finally power it all up. But you do get all +1s in each stat the first turn. But then the second turn you get like +3 in every single stat, which is just insane. But it doesn't matter when I roar you out, so goodbye. Which is pretty nice when you run a Spadef Groudon. You just roar that Xerneas out. It's a beautiful thing. Until you have a Magearna with Heart Swap, and you just go into that and you just Heart Swap all those stats. That's also nice. So anyways, in comes Salamence. I switch out because I have a pretty good switch into Salamence versus Tyranitar. Even if he has Earthquake, that's fine. I could take that. And honestly, I don't think he would want to go for an Earthquake at that point. Even though, the first Salamence I played against did go for an Earthquake, but I just predicted Double Edge, to be honest. versus my team. Because maybe I went into yveltal or something. Maybe. On the Salamence, I don't know. But either way, tyranitar is pretty important for checking the Ho-Oh as well. And now I finally get my rocks up. And he goes into Dusk Mane. So rocks up is pretty nice for the Salamence and the Ho-Oh just getting whittled down. And Dusk Mane is a problem if he starts Sword Dancing up or Rock Polishing, so I go into my Arceus Ground. Yeah, that's also a different Pokemon. Last team I had Arceus Fairy. This time we got Arceus Ground, which is decent for a Dusk Mane, but turns out to be Ultra Necrozma, and if he goes for a Sword Dance right there, that would have been really bad. But luckily he just goes for an Earthquake right there, just kind of expecting me to stay in, but I'm not going to stay in. Now I'm going to switch out because I don't want to catch a light that burns the sky. I'm going to go into yveltal, as I'm pretty sure he's not going to go for a Stone Edge, and covers Earthquake and Photon Geyser. So yeah, he just goes for the Photon Geyser, does absolutely nothing because I'm a Dark type, and we're just going to go for the Dark Pulse and knock him out because I am Choice Scarf. I guess he didn't expect Choice Scarf right there. He probably just went for the Stone Edge thinking it would knock me out. I don't even know if Stone Edge would knock me out. Probably not, since, you know, I'm yveltal. I don't go down to one hit. But maybe with Neuroforce, I don't know. But either way, in comes Deoxys Defense. That's a weird Pokemon to bring on the yveltal. I didn't expect that. He probably expected it to live, but nope, I'm modest, and down you go. He probably wanted to get like a screen up or something like that. I don't know, maybe his rocks up. Either way, he should have brought in Xerneas, no matter what. Because he knew I was Choice Scarf. He knew I was going to knock you out. I mean, I guess he didn't know I was going to knock you out, but you know I was faster. Like, yveltal is always naturally faster than Deoxys Defense either way. But either way, going to Groudon on the Xerneas, always my switching, because it is Spadef. Even though I don't really like Spadef Groudon anymore, this is an old team. But, you know, this is what I got, so. Anyways, in comes Ho-Oh as I go for the Toxic. Unfortunately missed, but this Ho-Oh is actually Pressure. It's not Regenerator, which is interesting. I guess he didn't have a chance to get Regenerator, which is fine if you get all your Pokemon legit and without any PK Hex or hacking, which is, you know, sometimes I battle a lot of people like that. So I go into Tyranitar as he goes for the Sacred Fire, and that does absolutely nothing. Tyranitar is my switch into Ho-Oh, and it pretty much goes for Pursuit now and does a lot of damage. And since he doesn't have Regenerator, he has no more switches for Ho-Oh unless he gets the Defog up, which I doubt he has Defog on his Xerneas. So, yeah. Goodbye, Ho-Oh. In comes Marshadow, though, which is actually a threat, but I can play around it. Since I do have Scarf yveltal, I can always just go for an Oblivion Wing and just kind of kill it. But I am going to play around it, though, still. I'm going to switch into yveltal, as unfortunately he goes for the close combat and crits me. I probably should have went to Gothitelle, to be honest. You guys will see. Yep, goodbye, yveltal. Get credit. So yeah, I should have went to Gothitelle, just sacked. The Gothitelle didn't really do too much, so now I gotta really just like play around this. At least it's a Life Orb, so that's good. And Sand is whittling it down. So I go to Salamence as I can intimidate him and knock him out, but he is gonna switch out over here. Because he knows Marshadow can win, for sure. So he goes into Xerneas. I'm just gonna knock that guy out with the Double Edge. This game got a little bit harder now, since my yveltal got critted. I would have lived. Maybe Shadow Sneak would knock me out, but I doubt it. And I could have Oblivion Winged and knocked him out. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. Salamence coming in and just grinding it out. That's why I really like Intimidate Salamence, just coming in on those Marshadows. Unless they got Hidden Power Eyes, that could be annoying. But most of them like to run Rock Tomb for Ho-Oh. And that's what I'm guessing he has. So anyways, in comes his Salamence. He goes for the Dragon Claw, knocks me out. What the heck is with these Salamences and Dragon Claw? Nobody runs that. But I guess I run into the people in Wi-Fi with Dragon Claw, knocks out my Salamence. Oh well, that's fine. Maybe he's even max speed Jolly, which is funny because nobody runs that either. But it worked out for him because he knocked out mine. So anyways, in comes the Tyranitar as I can just go for the Ice Beam, knock out Mence. And Dragon Claw does not knock me out, so down it goes. I don't really need Tyranitar anymore because his Ho-Oh is dead to the rocks. And it goes down to Marshadow. So, and now his last mon, Marshadow, is going to come out. I mean, he does have Ho-Oh still, but like I said, it's going to go down to Stealth Rock. So, I'm just going to keep playing around it, switch out into Gothitelle as I predict a close combat to knock out Tyranitar. Now I'm going back into Tyranitar. He gets a crit right there, which doesn't really matter because, you know, Special Thief will always knock out Gothitelle. But maybe it gets one step closer for close combat to knocking me out. I mean, close combat might be a 2-KO. Maybe. I don't know. But, yeah. Gotta switch out Gothitelle into Tyranitar, like I said, and just keep letting this Marshadow get Life Orb damage and Sand damage. So he goes actually for a Shadow Sneak, so that's pretty good. Special Thief would have done a lot more, but Shadow Sneak doesn't do that much. So practically tickled me, and I get Leftovers Recovery. So now I'm gonna go into Gothitelle, predicting a close combat. Yep, there it is. Goes for the close combat, like I said. Marshadow's getting one step closer to knocking itself out with the Life Orb and the Sand damage racking up every single turn. And this is what I gotta do to pretty much kind of beat the Marshadow, since even though I still have Arceus Ground, which could maybe take a hit, but I'd just rather just do it this way still. Arceus Ground could probably just knock it out and live a hit with and knock it out with Judgment, to be honest though. But either way, this is cooler because I'm just not even attacking it. It's knocking itself out. So now I'm just gonna sack my tyranitar, as Marshadow is gonna go down to the rocks. I mean the sand and Life Orb. Actually, does it go down to Life Orb or sand? I think it goes down to Life Orb. And then Ho-Oh's gonna go down to the rocks. Yeah, it goes down to Life Orb right there. So that's gonna be a G. Yeah, you need to get a Regenerator Ho-Oh though for sure. I wouldn't use pressure at all because rocks are just hindering it so much. I don't know. Regenerator really makes Ho-Oh and its bulk, I guess, but yeah, you don't like pressure. So unless you're gonna be running like a pressure style one with like toxic and stuff and substitute, I don't know. But either way, last game we got was versus Oscar, and we're using the team I used the first time. Banded Ho-Oh with a Arceus Fairy and a bulky yveltal. I'm looking at his team. Xerneas is a problem if he becomes my Groudon, so I got to be careful of that. Tapu Koko is pretty cool, and also he has the Sinnoh, Legendaries, Palkia, and Dialga. I like that a lot. So I'm guessing it's going to be like Shukaberry, Rocks, Dialga, something like that. Palkia could be a Soul Vest or Z-Move or Specs, I don't know. Scarf too. Palkia is an interesting one. I ran a lot of cool sets with it. So unfortunately, I got to play wrong as I let off a Ho-Oh. I thought he would lead off a Dialga. I mean, Dialga could even have Power Gem, so I gotta be careful of that. So I go to Groudon on Tapu Koko, and he has the anti-Groudon Tapu Koko, which is smart to use in Ubers. Like, what else would switch in on Tapu Koko in Ubers? Primal Groudon. So he pretty much has his Tapu Koko to, you know, weaken Primal Groudons and stop them from getting rocks up. So he knows my Groudon is gonna be the rocker. Looking at my team, I mean, Arceus could be the rocker, but that's unlikely. Looking at my team, you know, it's kind of like a Spadef Groudon, so you should be the rocker. So he goes for Nature's Madness on the switch and taunts me so I don't get rocks up. And then goes on Kyogre as I go for my Fire move, probably predicting me to go for the Fire move too, because I was really close to clicking the Ground move, but since he did have Yveltal, I don't want Yveltal coming in and, you know, dodging that Ground move. So I'd rather go for the Fire move, but unfortunately Kyogre came in, so I don't want to take a Water move. I'm just going to sack my Gothitelle, as Gothitelle doesn't really help me versus his team. A lot of his team can kind of just plow through Gothitelle, to be honest, so might as well just sack it. As he goes for the Calm Mind right there, very nice play, expecting me to switch out, or even expecting me to not even knock out Kyogre, which is, to be fair, because Groudon should not be able to knock out Kyogre in one hit, especially my Groudon, because I'm Spadef. But now I bring my Groudon again, as I should maybe be able to take one Ice Beam, but he goes for another Calm Mind, and he is faster, which is kind of bad, because I go for Stealth Rocks over here and I don't go for Blades, so I don't even get some chip damage up on the Kyogre. And now he gets to knock me out, and there goes my Xerneas answer. And when you lose your Xerneas answer, it's a bad time. You're like, man, whenever that Xerneas comes in, I'm just gonna lose. I don't know what to do. But either way, I'm gonna go into Marshadow, as Marshadow can steal the boost from Kyogre. I know he doesn't want to do that, but just on the off chance, you never know, he might want to stay in. So I'm just gonna go for the specialty, but he does make the safe play going into Yveltal. I mean, kind of safe, because what if I go for close combat and knock Yveltal out? So I don't want to get caught by a Choice Scarf Yveltal, so I'm going to go into my Arceus Fairy, predicting the Oblivion Wing from Choice Scarf, but turns out he's going to be Life Orb Yveltal, and that does a decent amount to my Arceus Fairy, so I could have close combated and knocked out the Yveltal right there for my Marshadow, so that's kind of unfortunate. But it's okay. So now I go for a Judgment over here because I do expect something to want to come out. I don't think he's going to sack Yveltal just yet. And Dialga does come out. So I'm kind of hoping I can 2-hit KO this, which it looks like it can. It might be a roll, but I'm going to hope I can. So I'm going to go for another Judgment and try and knock out Dialga because I don't really have a too good switch in Dialga on my team. So nice. I get to knock out Dialga right there. In comes the Xerneas now. And this is the part where I was like, yep, alright. Flip stable. Time to lose the Xerneas like usual. But turns out he is going to be Defog Xerneas, and maybe he's Choice Specs. He's obviously not Choice Scarf. I don't know. I'm thinking he's Choice Specs. I mean, I don't see leftovers. He could have went for the Geomancy. Geomancy doesn't run Defog, so I'm guessing he's Choice Specs. I don't know. That's my guess. Maybe, like, I don't know what other set you would run. Babiri Berry. Either way, in comes Kyogre on the next Judgment. Does absolutely nothing because Kyogre has that massive special defense. Now I'm going to switch out Arceus Fairy as I want to keep it healthy for the rest of his team. And I want to bring in Salamence as I predicted. Origin Pulse. Origin Pulse will not knock out Salamence, and I get to kill something with Salamence. But unfortunately, I get critical hit right there. Flip stab. I could have knocked something out with a nice double edge, but that's okay, I guess. Even though I don't think it even matters at the end of the day, because I bring in Marshadow, knock out the Kyogre, and you guys will see his Tapu Koko set probably just swept the entire team. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. So, anyways, yeah. What happened right there was I would have gotten a kill with Salamence, and then maybe he went to yveltal or something like that, maybe Tapu Koko and just knocked me out. Maybe I would have went to Marshadow and go for, I don't know, a specialty. Maybe he goes for something with Tapu Koko, tries to knock me out, who knows. But either way, I don't get to knock out yveltal with the Rock Tomb right there, which is unfortunate, because maybe it's a roll, but either way, it lives and knocks me out the Oblivion Wing. I bring in Arceus Fairy, get to go for the Judgment, knock him out, and then this is where Tapu Koko comes in and obliterates my Arceus Fairy, because it is going to be that one Tapu Koko, which I think it might be Wild Charge. I would run Wild Charge for sure, because it just KOs mons. I love Wild Charge. But even though he's shiny and he's timid, unless he hacked it, like Joey Fontaine. But yeah, either way, he should be timid, so he's probably just Thunderbolt. And maybe even, I don't think he'll be running HPS. He has U-Turn, Nature's Madness, Taunt, and Thunderbolt. So yeah, down goes Arceus Fairy, and I get one-shotted by that Electrium Z. So maybe I had a shot if he brought in Tapu Koko on my Salamence and I brought in like my Marshadow, and maybe I could live with Thunderbolt. I don't think I would though, but maybe. And he would have to waste his Z move on one of those guys. But either way, he misses, so it turns out to be Thunder, not Thunderbolt. So that's pretty good for me. So Ho actually has a shot of Weird to win if I dodge some Hydro Pumps, but unfortunately Palkia hits me with the Hydro Pump and I get one-shotted, so I don't get to dodge anything today. Because actually Earthquake would do a good amount of damage to Palkia and knock it out. And his last Pokemon, what was it? I forgot. It was like Xerneas or something. Either way, I think Ho could have pulled through if I dodged some Hydro Pumps, but oh well. That's fine. So GG to Oscar. He made some nice plays getting rid of my Groudon first turn. Really checked it on the switch in with Nature's Madness and did well with the Kyogre, so kudos to him. So that's going to be it for the Wi-Fi battles. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. And I guess common question of the day is, what do you think is going to be the best Pokemon in Wi-Fi battling for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? I think it's probably just going to be, you know, the legendaries, Mewtwo, Zapdos, most likely. But do you guys think it would be some hidden gem like a Alolan Muck? I mean, I think a Alolan Muck might be really good with all the Psychic types running around. There's a lot of Psychic types in Gen 1, so I can just like Pursuit Trap them. And I know I forgot about Alolan Rattata and Alolan Persian and Alolan Raticate in my Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Wi-Fi battle, but hey, who uses that in competitive? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Alolan Muck is the only one that matters. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, peace.